why is it important that Kansans have access to this care?
Yeah, so I would say, first of all, I think there's kind of a misnomer about gender-affirming care. It really is care that helps you feel better as yourself, right? And so we often kind of frame it in this context of transgender people. Gender-affirming care should be something that's available to everyone.
And I think also, like, when we talk about gender-affirming care, it's not so restrictive as to just like access to like medical spaces. I think gender-affirming care can be going and getting your nails done. I think gender-affirming care is so much more expansive. And I think as trans people, we've had to become resourceful and had to reframe the way we think about care and like gender-affirming care, because medical affirming care is not accessible.
I think a lot of times when people think of gender-affirming care, they do think of hormones, which is great. I love that, and I love the opportunity to be able to access that. For me, it was shaving my head. At 26, that was like looking into the mirror and like recognizing who that person was after 26 years.
The first gender-affirming care that I would say I ever actually received was a therapist, someone who knew about trans issues and knew about, some of the things that I was going through, who I could talk to and kind of sort out, my own feelings.
After about 6 months of therapy, I decided to get on HRT. It changed my life.
At 39, I just said, you know what? I want to be completely happy, not just halfway happy, but I want to be completely happy. One of my biological family members said, I don't know if I'm good with this or not, but you are happier than I've ever seen you be. So that first shot of tea was where that whole emptiness and that whatever I was trying to figure out what it was, that's when everything was complete.
But when I went in for that consult for testosterone and I got my first shot, oh my God, like everything was so good. I felt like a person.
I mean, first year on HRTs, I felt it, that spark of being a female. I would want the future trans folk to also get that spark. Because once I got that spark, there was no way in the world was I going back.
But getting access to that has made my life more positive, and having HRT, having a beard finally, and just having that makes me so happy. Not everybody gets happy about that, but I do. I'm grateful for that, ever so grateful for that.
Being able to live as who we are, being able to be affirmed as such by those around us, and being able to direct our personal destinies in such a way that affirms our gender is incredibly important. And gender affirming medical care is an incredibly important part of that.
I have the right to live fully, and if living fully means shaving my head, if living fully means hormones, if however I define it, I deserve that as a Kansan.
Gender affirming care saves lives. It's thrown around all the time, and it's true, it does. I also want to add to that kind of a nuance there, which is gender affirming care creates lives. Like, I didn't have one before that. I was kind of had sort of plans for the future, but I was miserable. Now that I have that gender affirming care, there is a future. I'm at ease with myself, and there's a peace